All right, so I've been reviewing movies for a little while now, and some people asked me to put this stuff up on YouTube. Now, there's a whole lot of people that review movies, and there's like an infinite number of opinions out there. So, why would anyone need another channel? Well, I decided that I'm going to, on my channel, put every horror movie I can find in chronological order, starting from 1970 going forward. There's a lot of movies out there that people skip over, people haven't heard of. So we're going to start with 1970 because I had to start somewhere, so I chose 1970. We're going to start with this movie here, I Drink Your Blood. This is my favorite early 70s movie that I have seen so far, but through this journey I'm going to see a whole lot more, so I hope something replaces it fairly soon. So this movie came out in 1970. It came out in drive-in theaters. It was like a grindhouse drive-in type movie. Came out as a double feature with another movie called I Eat Your Skin that was actually made in 1964 and just never got released until 1970. So I Drink Your Blood. It's really crazy. I've seen a bunch of other movies from the era, and until Texas Chainsaw Massacre, this is the craziest movie I've seen. But again, I wouldn't call myself an expert per se, more someone who's going to go on a journey and try and see what I can see. So this movie, and by the way, if you want to see this movie for the first time, probably turn the video off now, because I am going to talk about a lot of major plot points here. This movie is, you got a bunch of hippies, satanic hippies actually. Starts off with a bunch of hippies doing a satanic ritual. And to me, I thought it was kind of corny at first, but I was okay with it. I was going to keep going. They're dripping blood and cutting and stuff like that. So they've got like a hippie van, and then they end up destroying the hippie van. And they need a place to crash. So they need a place to crash, so they decide to go to this town. It was actually filmed in a little town in upstate New York. And so they go and they're asking around, where can we stay? And the local woman who sells some food tells them they can't really stay anywhere because the hotel is out of commission. So they decide they're going to go and break into the hotel that's out of commission. And they're just like basically a bunch of crazy people that have no respect for anyone or anything. So they're going in there like having crazy parties, just breaking everything. They find out there's a bunch of rats in there. And the first real shock to me, I wasn't too shocked by the satanic ritual part, but they start going on a rat hunt, and they decide to have a contest to see who can kill the most rats. And I don't think they really killed the rats, but there's lots of live rats in the movie running around. Maybe they did kill them. I'm not sure. It looks pretty realistic. So they're going to kill all these rats, and they decide that the person that kills the most rats is going to be the leader of the cult for the next 24 hours. So they all go on this rat killing spree. There's a little kid who's the son of the woman that owns the place where they sell the food in town, and he's kind of warning them. And they're doing all this crazy stuff. They kill all these rats. They eat the rats. It's pretty crazy. Then we have one of them, or basically through their activities, they end up raping the little kid's sister. Okay, so then the grandfather of the girl that's raped decides that he's gonna come set it right. So he goes in there, and basically, not only does the grandfather fail, but the satanic hippie cult beats the shit out of the grandfather and then forces LSD into his mouth. he gets high, starts tripping, and then he ends up making his way home, tells the little kid about the LSD, or maybe the hippies do, and then the little kid decides he's going to get revenge. So it's not just a satanic hippie cult movie anymore. Now it's a revenge film. So how is he going to get revenge? Well, the kid decides that the kid earlier is warned that there are rabid wolves around town. So the kid shoots and kills one, and then he takes the rabid wolf, takes a syringe, sticks a syringe into the rabid wolf, and extracts rabid wolf blood into this syringe. Then he goes to his mother's shop, injects a bunch of meat pies with rabid wolf blood, and then he sells the pies to the hippies. Then the hippies eat the pies, and then they become rabid. Actually, the name of the movie was supposed to be Hydrophobia, which is like a slang term for a rabid, an animal that is rabid. It would have hydrophobia, because I guess when you're rabid, you're afraid of water, which would be hydrophobia. So the rest of the movie now is almost like a zombie movie, but all the rabid satanic hippies go on a killing spree. And one of them, before she's rabid, ends up getting picked up by some locals, and the locals are gonna have sex with her, but then they all become rabid too. And basically, people are getting their heads cut off, people are getting stabbed, people are getting killed. It's just like mayhem. Like the entire movie is like shocking mayhem. And I thought it was great. There's so many movies that are just like so tame. Not just in the 70s, but like, even today. But then you have other movies that are like trying to be shocking, and then they're just gross. But like this one, I'm not going to say it was tasteful, because it really wasn't, but it was just like, I didn't want to turn it off. There's some movies out there where they're so just too much, where I'm just like, why am I watching this? But this was like, man, I can't wait to see what happens next. So that's it for this one. I am glad that we can start these series of videos with this movie, because in my mind, whenever I see any other movie from the early 70s, especially one that came out after this one, which is pretty much most of them, I can compare it to this one. And when people are shocked by something, then I can say, oh yeah, but have you seen I Drink Your Blood? Because that movie is crazy. So it's a good like base to start with. Also, no one drinks any blood, believe it or not. The producer decided that it should be called that and not hydrophobia. I don't think that the writer-director was even informed that it was going to be changed until it came out, and then I think he just saw it that way. So feel free to leave a comment. This is my first one. I'm not editing it. If I made a mistake, you can put it in the comments. It'll probably make the comment section more interesting anyway. So we'll just do it like that. I don't profess to be a genius or have everything right. It's mainly an opinion and putting this out there for anyone who maybe hasn't seen it yet. As a bonus, I did watch I Eat Your Skin After. Also, no one has their skin eaten in that. That was from the 1960s. 1964. It was in black and white. The guy that made that movie could not get it shown. So the producer of I Drink Your Blood just purchased it for a low amount, I think like $20,000, a fraction of what it cost to make, and then just put it up there as a double feature. I imagine that anyone seeing I Drink Your Blood and then and then I Eat Your Skin right after. I was probably quite disappointed that I Eat Your Skin because it's very tame. People will end up flying to an island, Caribbean island. There's some zombies, voodoo style zombies, not George Romero style zombies, but zombies that are created via voodoo, which there are actually a lot of movies like that back in those days before Night of the Living Dead came out. I read that people thought that I Eat Your Skin was just a bad Night of the Living Dead knockoff, but anyone who said that, I guess, wasn't aware that I Eat Your Skin was actually made 4 years before Night of the Living Dead. Original name, the original title for I Eat Your Skin was actually Zombie. So that probably would have been a more accurate title, but not as exciting. Fits the movie better. I think Hydrophobia is a much better title for I Drink Your Blood, although I guess that if you are in 1970 and a movie called Hydrophobia comes out, you kind of have to know what that is in order to be interested, whereas I Drink Your Blood kind of grabs you right away. So I get it. All right, that's it for now. I'll probably do another one. We'll see how this one goes. Do another one later. Take care.